Hi, welcome back to another Thursday Live video. My name is JD Thomas, Business and Communication Advisor with Jade Strategic Relations, helping people in business connect with who they want. And looking forward to this. Has been a couple of weeks since I did a video, but we're back, and a topic I've been thinking about doing for a little while because it just seems to be happening quite a bit now, where there's a lot of people looking to get their message out there. And of course, we're talking about motivational speaking. And having been a part of Toastmasters and other organizations that were oriented towards speaking and then bettering your speaking, communication, and leadership skills, I've worked with a lot of people over the years who've wanted to become motivational speakers, and amazing stories. One of the reasons why I love listening to people and listening to stories and helping people with them is because there's a lot of amazing stories and a lot of lessons to be learned. And I've known a number of people over the years who had the idea and have the dream. A lot of people have the dreams of becoming a motivational speaker. And it really is important to understand about what it is to be a motivational speaker. There's a lot of different types out there. There's a lot of programs. There's a lot of great ways of getting your message out there. But there's a few things that people aren't aware of when it comes to motivational speaking. And so what I wanted to do today was try to help those who have a message, who want to get their message out there, help you understand just some of the nuances and some of the things you may know already. And some of it may be, well, duh. And some of it may be news to you. So let's get started, and we'll talk about the first one, and it's have a program. And I say this because I talk to people who want to be motivational speakers, and they say, okay, well, I got the story, I want to get up there. And once you get up there, once you finish telling your story and you're walking off the stage, what's next? Once you've motivated, you've inspired the audience, once they've heard your story and they want to follow in your footsteps, they want to know, what are they doing? What do you have for them? And it's amazing how often people don't think about those next steps, about what it is they're going to do once they get off the stage. Some people just want to be there. They want to be a motivational speaker, and do this like this because they like the idea of being a motivational speaker, but they don't know what it is to be one. And so when you think about what it is that you're trying to accomplish in the world, it's not just get your message up, but you're trying to help people, motivate them to do what? Motivate them how? How are they supposed to take the lead off of your story? And some people have books. They've already written books, and some of them are not very big books. They don't have to be if it gets the message across. But what I've found in reading a lot of the books of those people who wish to become speakers is they're lacking a lot of what the audience can do, what the reader can do for themselves. And sometimes it's, I had the amazing family support. What happens if the person doesn't have a family support? Are there organizations that can emulate that for them? Maybe it's a big brother or big sister program. Maybe it's some sort of mentoring program. Having some sort of connections in the book. So what I'll often suggest is they do a second edition of the book, where they'll go and they'll do some research about organizations and translate what helped them get from where they were to where they are, and what is out there that people who don't have those resources, what type of resources can they get? And that's a very big part of it, because if you just say, hey, I did this and this is my journey, bye now, you're not helping people. So having at least the book, but a program is more it's more important, because another part of it is that these stages are pay to play. You're not going to get up on those stages. Very few people are ever going to call you and say, hey, come tell us your story. It will happen. You get out there and you tell enough people and you get your message out there, but it's a pay to play. You have to pay to be up on those stages. And the way you pay to be up on the stages is to sell a program at the end. So when people are done, they're motivated, they can come talk to you, and then you can help them out. And often programs can be just off of a chapter of the book. So one chapter of someone's book may deal with one aspect of what helped them through, and then another. And so using those chapters maybe frameworks for a program, parts of a program in which you can take people through a multiple step program to help them in their lives and getting to their goals. So having this program, something you can sell at the back of the stage, also selling, to go beyond. Because the other part of what people don't realize is when they want to be in there is that you got to really be involved. It's a community. The people that you're trying to motivate, you think about who the people that have the need for your message, the people that are in this situation. Well, they're a community in a sense. There's places where those people are, and they're trying to find ways of getting out of their situation. And so being involved, getting out there with the people you're trying to motivate and try to help them is important. And maybe it is that you came, your story is that you came from, not having a lot of means, not having money, not having a job. Maybe it's your drug addiction. Maybe it was something else, a crisis in your life. Where are those people? Where are the people who are going to need to hear your story? And you need to be with them, in front of them, and around them. One, that's the people who are going to want to hear your story. But if you just do your daily work and then go out there and try to get your message out that, hey, this is what happened to me, and then you go back home to your life, there's not as much there that's going to motivate people. And you're not going to get to know those people and how they work and how you can help them. And again, this may be one of those, well, duh things, and I'm already doing that as someone who's trying to become a motivational speaker. And that's, if you are, great. But there are a great number of people who don't think about how to get themselves out there and how to be engaged. And being a part of that community is important. And having support structures, now that you've gone through those things, there's other supports, especially when you want to get your message out there. You're going to need somebody like a coach, a speaking coach, because it's one thing to have a good message, but it's another to be able to deliver it effectively. And speaking coaches are very important to help you understand what to do up on a stage, how to move, how to tell the story, how to set the story up. The stories are in 3 acts. You have the introduction, then you have the conflict, and then you have the resolution. And the good story will have all those things. It's not saying you have to lie, but maybe there's more details, but maybe you have too many details. Maybe you need to have have your speech that's ready for a 2-minute stage, and then you have one where you can get up there for 15 minutes and then one for 45 minutes. But a good coach will help you with understanding how to tie that in, how to tie it into your program, how to make these things cohesive. In Toastmasters, for example, there's the World Championship of Public Speaking. But it starts at clubs, and clubs all have this motivational, inspirational speech. And then what they'll do is the winners of that contest will move to a next level. And then there's another level. And as the people go up the levels, they find themselves more in need of a coach or somebody to help them and analyze and figure out what they can do next to improve on that. And by the time they get to the World Championship of Public Speaking, then they've had lots of coaching. They've had lots of time to shape their messages, and they're only 7-minute messages. And you're going to need to know how to change your message, be able to, for a short stage, especially when you're in an early career, you've got to keep your time tight, because somebody else is going to go long. And then if you go long, you may not get invited to other stages. So how do you keep your messaging tight to the time frames available and work from there? And it's important to understand these things, because speaking is not just getting up and talking. It's about the people who are hearing. And there's going to be different people in the audiences who hear differently. And a good message needs to be not altered. Your message doesn't have to be altered, but you have to be able to say it in multiple different ways that will connect with people on different levels and where they are. And you can find out how to do this just by being around other speakers, other coaches, being in those rooms with people who are delivering your messages as well, listening to them, watching them, and being in that environment helps get you in the mindset about what they do. So working with other speakers, and often you'll find yourself on stage with other people multiple times, the same people. You'll know them, you'll see them, and they'll have a story. And it may be similar to yours, it's slightly off, or there's a different story. But when you get up on stages in those places to speak, you're going to be finding yourself surrounded by other speakers. You find this with comedians. Comedians hang around with other comedians. CEOs will hang around with other CEOs. This is the thing. This is your community as well as the people you're trying to help. And so being around these other speakers is going to help, one, raise your level of speaking, but also they're going to say, hey, there's a stage we can go speak on over here. Or maybe you create your own. Maybe as a group of you could create your own opportunities to then do a bit of a tour. And this way you get yourself going and you get going with other people to help support you in that, to help you grow. And the last point I'm going to make is you got to consider yourself, you are a business. And the business of speaking is an entirely different thing. If you go to in Canada, we have the Canadian Association of Professional Speakers, and there's an American equivalent. And so, but they are really good at helping educate you on things about speaking, about, what about taxes? You're going to go speak in another country. How are you getting paid? How are you collecting tax on that? What are the tax codes required? How are you getting, this is income if you're going to be doing this for a living. That's what makes you a speaker, is doing it for a living. So having that, having it as a business and as an entity that collects income and pays taxes, you're going to have to do it because the government is going to want to talk to you about it. So make sure that you are treating yourself as a business. You have to put money aside for marketing. You have to look for resources and pay for materials and grow yourself, especially when you have a program and a website, and all those things maintaining themselves is going to take itself as a business. So although you may just have a message you want to get out there, and that's great, but if you want to do this and get your message out there to a lot more people, then you have to go out and expand yourself and become more notable. And so treating yourself as a business and working as a business, it's a part-time business until it becomes a full-time business where you actually have your program and you're helping people out. And that will help you become more stable as a stage speaker. So that's it in a nutshell. So have a program, be in the community, get a speaking coach, work with other speakers, and make sure that you treat yourself as a business. These are very important steps because your message, you want to get it out there. And the only way to get it out there is by being out there, but in a specific way. It doesn't help to just say, I've got a message and I'm going to go and wherever I have it. It doesn't get out. People don't hear it. If you just get out on your Facebook page and you just tell it to all your friends, they're going to know, they want to hear it, but message doesn't get out. They'll share it a little bit, but you have to boost posts. You have to operate yourself as a business and have something that will help support that community. Be out there and show the world that you've got the message and tell them that message. If you need some help, then we can help you at Jade Strategic Relations. I've worked with many speakers, coaches, helping them create programs, helping them create the updates to their books that will help them get their message out there, give them reasons to be up on the stage, and give them access to those play areas. So if you have any questions, come to jadestrategicrelations.com. And you can fill out a form there and connect with me, or just email. My name is JD, and JD Thomas, jdthomas@jadestrategicrelations.com. Longest email ever. But love to help you out. Love to help you get out there and get your message out there. It's very important because we could all use it, especially in these times. And people are hurting, and people need to hear these types of messages that uplifts them. And to be able to do that, for you to grow, is a really key way, and for you to grow and for them. So give me a shout. Let me see what we can do for you. And I hope you found these tips helpful, and looking forward to seeing you next Thursday. Take care.